The mystery of fading words. What is semantic PPA? Semantic PPA is a brain condition. It is quite rare. It affects how we understand words. The meaning of words starts to fade. Imagine words losing their familiar sense. This condition is a form of dementia. It changes a person's grasp of language. Slowly, the world of words becomes unclear. It is a journey into fading meanings. The word semantic is important here. It refers to the meaning of language. Our brains store a vast collection of concepts. This is like a mental dictionary. Each word is linked to its meaning. In semantic PPA, this dictionary starts to erase. The words might still be spoken, but their core meaning slowly vanishes. The connections are lost. This condition is different from other speech problems. People with semantic PPA can often speak fluently, especially in the earlier stages. Their grammar might seem perfectly normal. However, the words they choose might be incorrect, or they cannot find the specific word they need. They might use a general word instead. Like thing for many objects, semantic PPA is progressive. This means it gradually gets worse over time. More and more word meanings are lost. The part of the brain responsible for understanding language is affected. This area is usually the temporal lobe. It is often the left temporal lobe. This lobe acts as our meaning center. It slowly loses its ability to function. When familiarity slips away, symptoms of semantic PPA. A major symptom is difficulty finding words. This is called anomia. People struggle to name common everyday objects. For instance, they might want to say spoon, but they cannot retrieve the word. Instead, they might say that's a thing for soup. Or they use very general terms. Animal might be used for a cat or a dog. Specific names become very hard to recall. Understanding words also becomes very challenging. It is not just about speaking, it is about comprehension too. They may not understand what other people say. Following a conversation becomes a difficult task. Reading a book or a newspaper is hard. The meaning of the written words disappears. Even simple instructions can be confusing. The world becomes a puzzle of sounds. Another common symptom is difficulty recognizing objects. A person might see a familiar object, for example, a telephone or a key, but they do not know what it is, or they do not know its purpose. They cannot name it. Its function is lost to them. The whatness of an object fades away. It becomes just a shape, a form. Recognizing familiar faces can also be affected. This is known as prosopagnosia. Even the faces of close friends or family members, they might seem like strangers. This can be deeply distressing for the person with PPA and for their loved ones. The emotional connection feels threatened when familiar faces lose their identity. Living in a changed world, daily life with semantic PPA. Daily life changes profoundly with semantic PPA. Simple, everyday tasks become very hard. Imagine trying to prepare a meal. You cannot recall the names of ingredients. You might not recognize kitchen tools. Making choices becomes a struggle. Going shopping for groceries is confusing. The labels on products lose all their meaning. The world is no longer familiar. Communication slowly breaks down. Conversations are often filled with long pauses. The person searches for words, or they use vague, general language. This can lead to much frustration, both for the person experiencing PPA and for their family and caregivers. Misunderstandings become common. It is hard to express needs or feelings. The bridge of words crumbles. Social life is greatly impacted. People with semantic PPA may withdraw. They might feel embarrassed or lost in social settings. It is very hard to follow group conversations. Friends and acquaintances may not understand the condition. This can lead to feelings of isolation. The world can feel very lonely. The person feels cut off. Independence is gradually lost over time. The person starts to rely more on others for simple things like reading their mail or understanding the news on television. Safety can also become a concern if they cannot understand warning signs or if they cannot communicate an emergency. Daily routines require more support. This change is challenging for everyone involved. Navigating the journey, support strategies, and hope. Currently, there is no cure for semantic PPA. However, there are ways to provide help. Speech and language therapy is very important. Therapists can teach various strategies. These strategies aim to improve communication. They work closely with the person and also with their families to find new ways to connect and to manage the challenges. Coping strategies can make daily life easier. Using visual aids like pictures and labels helps. Pointing and using gestures become useful communication tools. Establishing clear routines provides comfort and structure. Memory aids can be very beneficial. These might include notebooks or digital devices. These tools help bridge the communication gap. They support understanding. Support from family and friends is absolutely vital. Patience and deep understanding are key. Learning new ways to connect is essential. Focusing on what the person can still do rather than what they have lost. Support groups can offer shared experiences. They help reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation. Knowing you are not alone helps greatly. There is still hope and quality of life, even as words and their meanings fade away. People can find joy and connection in other ways. Music often remains accessible and enjoyable. Art, touch, or a gentle presence can communicate. The essence of the person remains. Love and connection are powerful forces. They can transcend the loss of words. Humanity shines through.